As men, we often spend so much time trying to understand the feminine, the female. But maybe completely understanding them is not the goal. Perhaps the real goal is just appreciating the mystery and the majesty of what they are. Men, we approach things from a very empirical position. We sometimes seem impetuous, but it's the testosterone that's driving us and tells us, this is worth the adventure. Whereas women, because they have more connections between their left and right hemispheres, they consider things more deeply. And as a result of them considering things from such a broad and comprehensive perspective, they ultimately take more time to make decisions. But when they do make a decision, oftentimes it's a well-informed decision. If we were watching a magic show, can you imagine how much of a buzzkill that would be if someone was to explain the trick all the way through from the beginning? There'd be no fun left in it. Perhaps the joy of male and female interaction and interrelation is not in completely understanding them, but it's just in appreciating the mystery of what they are. Because it's impossible for us to ever know as a man what a woman is feeling or thinking, and we won't know that until in some other lifetime we are a woman. But in the interim, as men, appreciate the joy and the beauty that is a woman. Appreciate the complexity that makes her up. And appreciate ourselves for having an opportunity to have front row seats at one of the most amazing shows ever created. Make way for life, y'all. One of the greatest freedoms that we'll ever discover is realizing that not everything that someone says is really about you. Oftentimes, people speak from pain or from fear or disappointment, but oftentimes it's from wounds that existed long before any of us arrived. So when someone lashes out at you, instead of reacting, pause. Don't immediately absorb it, observe it. There's a difference when a child throws a tantrum. An experienced teacher doesn't become offended. The teacher remembers the principles of growth. They recognize that emotion often comes before understanding. Maybe we should offer ourselves that same grace. It doesn't mean accepting abuse. It means refusing to let somebody's pain become your identity. So we have to look with both our heart and our mind. Because compassion without wisdom becomes naive, and wisdom without passion becomes cold. But together, it's the process of understanding. So when we learn to respond instead of reacting, we begin to see people not only for what they're doing, but for what they may one day become. It's that agape kind of love, the love that God has. It's not weak, it's patient, it's hopeful. And perhaps it's one of the closest reflections we have of how the Creator looks upon all of us. Continue and make way for life.
Now, very powerful words from Terrence Howard. Now, firstly, a man will never know what it's truly like to be a female, and the female will never truly know what it's like to be a man. And that's just the simplest truth. It doesn't matter how smart you are. It doesn't matter how brilliant you are, how wise you are. If you're not one of God's disciples, guess what? You'll never know what it's truly like to be a woman you never know what it's truly like to be a man. And that's just the simplest truth. Now, Terrence is making it clear that instead of us to shape our perspective to be the perspective that is us trying to fully understand something that we cannot fully understand, it's better for us to appreciate the stuff that we can't fully understand. No, I'm not saying you guys should not try to learn about your partner. I'm not saying you guys should not try to, educate yourself and see if your partner is the right fit. You should. But once again, you'll never truly know what it's like to be a woman for a man. And for a woman, she will never know what it's truly like to be a man. So if your goal is simply trying to fully understand your man or your woman, guess what? You set up yourself for failure, because that will never happen. So Terrence is making it clear that yes, you should learn about your partner, make sure she's the right fit, or make sure he's the right fit for you. But after you cross that decision and cross that bridge, do not make your goal try to fully understand that. Right? Sometimes we can't even fully change a person. We can influence a person to change, right? We can, but at the end of the day, they have to make that change themselves. So once again, you have to make sure your partner or whatever is the right fit for you. But if it's the case where you choose a partner that you know it's not the right fit for you, but your goal is trying to change them, then that can be very hard, very time consuming, and very irritating, right? Because as I said, they only can make the change themselves, but you can influence them. So with all of that, Terrence is saying, do not make your goal to be to fully understand something you can never fully understand, but make your goal to appreciate them, appreciate the moment, and appreciate the mystery. Because truly, it's really just like that. Because for me as a man, sometimes I wonder, I'm talking to a girl and I'm wondering what's going through her mind while I'm saying all of these stuff. That's the mystery behind it. And it makes me smile. It truly makes me smile, because sometimes they're not going to tell you everything, right? But the mystery behind it, it's so loving. It's really so loving, So as I said, Terrence said it so beautifully. Do not, once again, I repeat, do not make your goal to try to fully understand something you can never truly fully understand, but try to appreciate it more. Very powerful words. Now, when he says that also, for a person that acts emotionally before they act of understanding, you just have to understand that that person is just not fully aware. That person is just not at the point in their life where they actually speak of understanding or speak of a powerful mindset, but they're speaking of emotions. And speaking of emotions or behaving from emotions, you know what that can lead to, right? So Terrence is making it clear that don't even get mad at them. You just be the wiser one, and you know that that person simply just do not know better. And that's just the truth. A lot of people, they're not aware as yet. A lot of people, they're not at that point in their life as yet. And a lot of people are just behind, man. A lot of people don't take the moment, just a little small moment, to think, just to think before behaving off their emotions. And majority of the people are that way. So, as I said, Terrence said nothing but facts throughout this video, man. I would really love for you guys to share this one, because people need to hear these stuff. These stuff need to, these are the stuff that needs to go viral, man. I swear to God. Terrence Howard, a very intelligent man. Very intelligent man. Let me know your thoughts and perspective down in the comment section. Remember to drop a like and subscribe, show some love. Drop a like and subscribe, show some love. It is a boy, premiumceleb, and as usual, your boy is out.